Peace, Doro. This is Mr. Holipsism. Um, Nice video. Very short, but to the point. And I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Obama is the new crack. But when you have a people who refuse to take responsibility and refuse to grab the bull by the horns and do what they have to do in their own communities, and instead looking for messiahs and looking for saviors and trying to get people engaged in that cult of personality, mind fuck of leadership. What else do you expect? I mean, if it's not him, it'll be somebody else. It is amazing how many times we keep bending over to pick up the can, getting kicked in the ass, and continuing to do it. Like, each time we bend over and pick it up, we get kicked harder and harder, but nothing ever computes to just stop picking up the can. It's the same thing with this government. The government has been totally compromised. The bailouts and, they're calling it bailout, but it's really the banker takeover, was basically co-signed by the people through their representatives called Congress and the Senate. So, the people, it's almost like a slave going out and picking the whip that they want their master to beat them with. And then complaining. What are you complaining for? You gave me permission to beat you, so that's what I'm doing. And, I mean, if I'm misinterpreting things, let me know, people. Because you basically had congressmen and congresswomen having 90% of their constituency calling to say, don't vote for this bailout package. And they passed it anyway. You go against 90% of your constituency? I mean, you're not afraid of even being, reelected? You would think just for sheer, self-preservation you would represent your people. But it just goes to show you how flawed the government system is. Like I said, I'm believing more and more in anarchy each day. Intellectually, I don't see how anyone can argue with an anarchist right now. You're going to have a really tough time. I don't care if you're from the left, from the right, or whatever you're claiming as a status to argue with an anarchist. You're going to lose that argument intellectually. The only reason why you're a status right now, it's got to be emotionalism, because it can't be intellectual. You can't have an intellectual debate and come to the conclusion that, I support the government. Unless you're insane. And there's a lot of insanity going on right now. Ultimatic said one time at a rally, asking a person to vote without political education is the equivalent of asking someone to perform open heart surgery with no medical training. And he said that if you do that, you've got a butcher on your hands. Well, I posted a little link to a YouTube video to the left of me and to the right of you. And if you click on that link and you watch it, it's about 10 minutes long. Just be prepared to see how many butchers there are out here. Voting to me is a lazy form of political activism. It's like throwing money into a collection plate in the church and then going home. And then thinking that you did something, to help God, to spread God's word throughout the land. Voting is the same thing. If you know anything about geopolitics, anything about what's going on in the world, know anything about economic issues, international, domestic, all the issues that that are important, that relates countries to each other, more than likely you probably wouldn't even waste your time voting. Honestly, because the problem isn't which person is holding the gun. The problem is the gun itself. So intellectually, it's like trying to pick who's the nicest prison warden, who's the most polite mafia don. It's like the whole system that it's based on is evil. So anybody that you pick doesn't matter. I mean, let's say that you have somebody like a Barack Obama or a Ron Paul or whoever else, or Ralph Nader, whoever else people think is honorable. Whether they are or not, I don't know because I don't know them. But I'm just going to assume they are. That person, because they're working in a corrupt system, will either become corrupt or be killed. Those are your options. Because one, they don't have support. The people are frightened to death. We can see that right now. The American people, I don't know what happened to that spirit of 1776, but it obviously is not present now because they are shook. It's just like that Mobb Deep song. Scared to look, you're shook. That's what the American people are right now. That's what the American people are right now. Scared. So, it's like all that's going to happen is that person's going to become corrupt. And they're going to fall into the pack with it's going to like throwing little sheets of toilet paper into a pool full of shit. You may be doing a whole lot and think that you're accomplishing something, but all that's happening is they're just soaking up the little sheets. But you did a whole lot of work. And you really went out there and gave it your all, but it's not about giving it your all. It's about being effective and about being efficient. And like I said, intellectually, you have to come to the conclusion that the government is the problem. Did you ever see Lord of the Rings? I always point to that movie because look at what the point of Lord of the Rings was. Frodo had to take the ring and not find who to put the ring on. He didn't go and try to find who the most honorable person was to wear the ring. Because if you notice throughout the whole thing, throughout the movie, is everybody was enticed by the ring. Everybody wanted to wear the ring. The ring was drawing them to it. And everybody that went to try to attain the ring ended up being corrupt. So what did Frodo do? What was the mission? The mission was to throw the ring into the lake of fire and destroy it. Because that's what the movie was. The problem was the ring. It wasn't finding the most honorable person to wear it. It was the ring itself. And that's the problem with what's going on right now today. This government is corrupt to the core. People don't need government. I'll say it again. They don't need it. And for all of these silly excuses that people come up with, like roads. Well, we need roads and I tell you this. If you create the government just for roads and highways, I guarantee you we'll be right where we are right now eventually. Because government is going to keep expanding. It's going to keep adding on. It's going to create scenarios so that it can take more and more power. Like, I'm going to make a prediction right now. Something's going to happen in this country that's going to scare the living shit out of people. And what is the government going to do? They're going to come up and say, well, because of this, we need to do that. Oh, because of this financial system, I think the best thing for us to do is start one World Bank. Oh, because of all this terrorism going on, I think the best thing to do is to give us all your guns and we'll protect you. I mean, this is like, it's ridiculous how easy, it's like the government's working off this principle of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, it keeps working. People keep going for it. So, Obama's the new crack, yeah. It'll be somebody else that'll be the new crack when he's gone. As long as people refuse to take responsibility and look at reality the way that it is, we're going to continue to have these problems. We're going to continue to be looked at as clowns and chumps and suckers. And I know I, for one, I'm doing my part to try to elevate my consciousness to the point where if I can't develop a circle of people of like mind that I can create something with and we can create something together so that we can get a piece of territorial land of our own so that we can try to bring to fruition all of the things that we believe in and try to make it practical, then I need to go and do the Grizzly Adams and take a space shuttle or go into the woods or do something to get the hell away from this reality, because it's not going to get better, people. It's going to get much worse. And if you think somebody's going to save you from the ass kicking that you got coming due to your fear and irresponsibility, you got another thing coming. Peace, brother. Thank you for this video. Sorry for the rant, but I was feeling it. Peace.